Are you struggling to make your photos stand out? They might be technically fine, but there's nothing special about them. In this video, I'll show you how to use shutter speed not only for sharp photos, but photos that instantly pull your audience in and indulge their emotions. There are actually 3 kinds of shutter speeds. But here's the real question. Which one do you use and for what subjects? Most of us don't know that, and that's why our photographs don't reach their maximum potential. Before we get into the 3 shutter speeds, let's define them. There are 3 kinds of shutter speeds: slow shutter speed, accurate shutter speed, and fast shutter speed. The slow and the accurate shutter speed hold the most emotions, and the fast shutter speeds is basically to freeze the motion, and that's it. Alright, so here is part number 1, slow shutter speed, and what does it do? So we all know slow shutter speeds creates blur. But before we get into the creative side, let's understand why the blur happens in the first place. Blur happens for a very simple reason. Your shutter is moving slower than your subject or parts of the subject. Your camera sensor is designed to collect light that comes in straight and stays in one place. But if the subject moves while the shutter is open, that light does not stay put. Instead, it records the subject in several positions. Here, 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 and here. The camera combines all those positions into one photo, and that's what creates the streaking effect, what we call blur. Now here is where slow shutter gets creative. You can decide which part of the subject you want sharp, and the rest can get blur. The classic example is keeping the eyes sharp and letting the legs, the wings, and the other parts of the body blur. That combination of sharpness and motion gives your photographs energy and emotions. So how do you do this? You move the camera at the same pace as the part you want sharp. Then you slow the shutter until the other parts blur. It's a game of trial and error. Test, adjust, test, adjust. Keep experimenting until you reach the right combination of sharpness and blur that makes you feel the photograph is just right. The key here is to slow down the shutter so much that the blur parts are very, very prominent. And the sharp parts, they may not be 100% sharp, but they have to be much sharper than the blurry parts. That makes for a very artsy image. Like this one, and this one. Before we get into the accurate shutter speed, let's speak about the fast shutter speed. Because accurate shutter speed comes with a lot of controversy. What is accurate? Once you hear it, I promise you will never go back to using shutter speed the same way again. So here is fast shutter speed. Fast shutter speed is all about freezing action. It stops the movement completely, so every detail feels sharp. Photographers often use it for sports, in wildlife, and birds in flight. But here's the thing, when you freeze everything, you also lose a lot of emotion. Why? Because I feel life equals movement, and life without movement is not living. It's just simply frozen in time. So if you want images to have life, then you need to have some sort of motion in your images. Because you know what? Motion itself carries feelings. The blur on the wings show energy. The blur on the legs show power. Faster shutter speeds, they take that away. It gives you a sharp, clean image. Yes, it does. But sometimes those images feel lifeless. That's why I don't rely on fast shutter speeds for emotions. I only use it when the goal is clarity and detail. Now, are you ready to create an image that is sharp and blurry at the same time? It is the hardest shutter speed to master, but if you get it right, your photos will stop people in their tracks. I promise you that. They won't just look at your photos, they will remember your photos forever. Now let's talk about accurate shutter speed, the most difficult out of all of them. Okay, let's see how accurate shutter speed works and how you can use it to your advantage. Okay, here's how I see it. There is movement in every single image. As an artist, it's our job to determine which part stays super sharp and which part gets a little bit softer. For instance, if I want my subject's eye to be sharp, because we as humans are trained to connect with the eye first and we want the eye to be the sharpest, then I will make the eye the sharpest and let the legs or the wings or the hands blur a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that the blur has to be so obvious that people can consciously see it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying is if you can freeze the eye using the shutter speed at 1/1250th of a second, then slow the shutter speed down by 1/3 or 2/3, so the other parts register with just a touch of movement. Trust me, if you do it this way, your images will reach people's subconscious mind and they won't even know why they love it. They just will. Our subconscious mind is always looking for that little bit of a blur in our day-to-day life. And it's used to it. It's used to seeing that blur. Your images will feel natural to the people's subconscious mind. And here's the best part. Their conscious mind won't even realize that they're looking at something that is a tad bit soft. Look at this one, and this one. See how the wingtips are tad bit blurry compared to the eyes. That's accurate shutter speed. It creates emotion because your subconscious mind sees the motion, but your conscious mind doesn't realize that it does. So you're going to ask me, Ejaz, how do you get that? And the way you get it is simple. Find the sharpest shutter speed and then dial it down from there. 1/3, maybe 2/3 at the most. Okay guys, for your reference, here is the list of shutter speeds for you to start your shoots with. These are only references for different subjects. I use them to start, but then when I'm in the field, I adjust them to get my desired result. But wait, how are you with exposure? Watch this video to get a grip on exposure, and once you start getting really good results out of this, please send me a message and let me know. I would love to hear about your success stories with these tutorials. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.